Chelsea versus Manchester United. A surprisingly good start for Chelsea compared to a horrible start for Manchester United, as Jose Mourinho returns to Stamford Bridge once again to this time face a manager as different to him as humanly possible. But could Chelsea actually get Mourinho sacked from Man United by beating them? To find out about that and everything you need to know about both sides, including Sarri declaring both Rüdiger and Kovacic fit to play, make sure you watch all of this preview. Hello there guys and welcome back to 100% Chelsea for my preview of the Chelsea versus Manchester United game in the 9th round of the Premier League, with the kickoff being tomorrow on Saturday, October the 20th at 12:30 lunchtime, of course, at Stamford Bridge. And it's just one of those games that all of us football fans are looking forward to. Like, I'm at the same time excited and, like I said, looking forward to it, but anxious and nervous. It's one of the games why we love football, like, especially with who the manager is. It's kind of nerve-wracking, but it's exciting. Like, I absolutely love it. Of course, this is the preview. There should be other content, surrounding the game coming out as well. Of course, with tomorrow, then the review, the fan cams, the vlog and all sorts. So if you don't want to miss out on any of that, do make sure you subscribe to 100% Chelsea if you haven't already. And also don't forget to hit the notification bell button and choose to be notified about all uploads so you don't miss any of our future uploads either. And also, let's see whether we can hit 600 or more likes on this video. That'd be absolutely amazing. So make sure you smash that like button down below. We'd massively appreciate it. But now getting into the preview and starting it off by, as always, speaking about our opposition, and this time that's obviously Manchester United. So as I'm sure all of you know, and as I'm sure all of you are aware of, Manchester United have had everything but a great start to the season. They've had an awful start to the season, in all honesty. After 8 games, they sit only in 8th in the Premier League on 13 points, following 4 wins, 1 draw and 3 defeats, obviously, from the 8 games, which puts them 7 points behind Manchester City, ourselves, Chelsea, and Liverpool, who are obviously joint top on 20 points. Also, Man United's goal difference is just horrendous. 13 goals scored, but 14 goals conceded. Only Fulham, Huddersfield and Cardiff have conceded more than them, which, quite frankly, is ridiculous for Jose Mourinho's side. I mean, just to think that if we win tomorrow, we'll be 10 points ahead of Manchester United after just 9 games played. That's actually ridiculous. Their top scorer is Romelu Lukaku with 4 goals, while Eden Hazard is on 7 goals already. Pogba is their second best goal scorer with 2 goals, but both of them came from a penalty spot. Pogba is also, the player with the most assists for them, with 2 again, where Giroud leads the list for us, and is also joint top in the whole of the league with 4 assists. So Manchester United just aren't looking great. I mean, poor results against teams that they really shouldn't be getting poor results against. Losing to Brighton away from home, losing to West Ham in an awful performance, absolutely awful. Playing well, but ending up getting smashed 3-0 by Tottenham, drawing with Wolves, and then Frank Lampard's Derby County even kicked them out of the League Cup. Obviously, we are due to face Frank Lampard's Derby County next week, in 2 weeks' time, in the League Cup in the next round, of course. So it's really not going well for them. And even before this international break, they were 2-0 down to Newcastle at halftime at Old Trafford. Newcastle were even denied a clear penalty in the first half, but then fair play to Manchester United, it turned it around and won the game 3-2. But overall, it's still not looking good for them. Like, it's just not like, okay, that result might have given them some sort of confidence. But Newcastle, before that game, had not scored more than 1 goal in a single league game this season. And then they scored 2 against Man United. Yes, they turned it around. But Man United aren't trying to survive against teams like Newcastle. That's not their aim, so I'm not sure how much of an actual confidence boost it will be going into a game against Chelsea. I mean, there are so many things that are off and wrong in Man United at the moment. I mean, Mourinho clearly wanted to sign players that he didn't get in the summer, especially in defence, where he now keeps starting midfielders like McTominay or Herrera, and obviously the whole saga between him and Paul Pogba, and of course the constant criticism by the media, including Manchester United legends like Paul Scholes and Rio Ferdinand. So, the whole situation all of it just makes it worse. It just all comes together to make everything not very good at Man United at all. And there are quite a few similarities to what happened at Chelsea during the 15-16 season. But for now, it hasn't turned quite as bad, as it did back then. It hasn't turned quite as bad for Man United for now. Let's see what happens. But obviously, talking about Man United a bit more formation-wise, Mourinho just keeps changing it around constantly. 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, 5 at the back, 3 at the back, 2 up front with Martial or Rashford playing off Lukaku, absolutely all sorts. Whether he's changing it mid-game, whether he's changing it, just starting with a different formation in the first place. At Newcastle in the second half, Matic and Pogba kind of played centre-back. Obviously, it was because they were very attacking. But still, it was all over the shop, literally. So it's impossible to predict what he's going to go with tomorrow. And United are also facing quite a few injury concerns, including the likes of Diogo Dalot, who, probably wouldn't have started anyway. But still, Nemanja Matic, Luke Shaw, Jesse Lingard, Marcos Rojo, while Fellaini and McTominay are doubts. And even Herrera, who, although was, a doubt, or even still is slightly a doubt, will be in the squad tomorrow, according to Mourinho himself. So I'm not really sure whether I like that Matic isn't fit, because he's been absolutely awful. So maybe it would have been even better if he was fit. But, they still are facing quite a few, injury problems, basically. But even with all of that, Mourinho, whether you like his style or not, he is a top-class manager. Whether you agree with that or not, in my opinion, he is still a top-class manager. Manchester United do have some very good players. I mean, United don't have a good record at coming to the Stamford Bridge at all. Like, only winning 1 of the last 9, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Like, that's what I heard anyway. And, a very good manager with some very good players, they can always hurt you. No matter who you are, no matter what their record is, no matter, who's in better form, basically. So let's not take them too lightly. No matter the situation, facing Manchester United is always tricky, but I'm still confident. But that's really it about Man United, and now speaking of Maurizio Sarri's pre-match press conference. And it started off by speaking about team news, and Sarri said that there's always problems after the international break. The most serious one is with Ampadu, obviously picked up his injury in Wales friendly against Spain. And then Sarri said there's also problems with Hudson-Odoi and Ross Barkley. For Barkley and Odoi, it's only a matter of a few days, Sarri said, but Ampadu is quite serious, and we'll just have to basically hope to get him fit as soon as possible. But both Antonio Rüdiger and Mateo Kovacic have been doing a lot better in the last couple of days, and Sarri thinks that they will both be able to play tomorrow, which is obviously great news that those two are available. Sarri then, to be fair to him, also found very respectful words for Mourinho, saying that he won everything and he won everywhere, and Sarri himself and everyone, basically aiming at the media a little bit, has to basically respect him for that. And then Sarri actually said that maybe player by player, Man United might even be the best squad in the league. City are better as a team, he said, but player by player, Man United are really strong. I mean, I'm not sure I agree with that statement, I mean, everyone has their own opinion, but don't let yourself be fooled by that statement. Sarri knows exactly what we're coming up against, where United's weaknesses are, where their strengths are. Sarri knows what's up. I don't know why he said something like that. Like I said, I don't agree with it. Maybe that's actually his opinion. I don't know. Bit strange. But moving on with the press conference, and on our great start to the season, Sarri said that he's really very happy with the results, but he thinks that we still have to improve, and also thinks that we can improve quite a lot as well. And he said we haven't really had time to work and improve the team and players a lot because, with not many players being there for the whole of pre-season. And then, for the last 6 weeks, basically, we've been playing every 3 days with international breaks in between. On the overall performance, and especially in the defensive phase, we have to improve, he said, because at the moment we are giving too many opportunities to the opponent. Then coming to the next story, and that is about Andreas Christensen's father, who's also his agent, saying that if Christensen doesn't start to play more by Christmas, the player will look to move on in January and move clubs in January. Whether that's permanent or on a loan, that's a different story. I don't know, but that's what's being reported anyway. And Sarri, first of all, said that he doesn't care what the player's father says, like he doesn't care about that. And he also said that both David Luiz and Antonio Rüdiger have just played very well so far, so it's not easy to change them. But then he also said that in our last 6 matches, Christensen started 3 of them. So, he said basically maybe Christensen's father doesn't think the Europa League is important, but we do think the Europa League is important. I don't think the Europa League is not important, but it's not that important either. Come on, Maurizio. It's not that important, let's be honest. And then Sarri continued by saying that Christensen has to improve, but he is a technical defender and is suited to Sarri's style of play, and added that in the future he will be able to play very often. Now, I myself have my own, opinion on this whole situation about Christensen's father's comments and, the whole situation basically. And I'm not sure I've mentioned it in a video before. I'll speak about it another day because that would just make this video here way too long and it wouldn't really suit a Chelsea versus Man United preview at all. So let's speak about it another day and move on. Because there have been reports that Chelsea have lost patience with Morata and actually want to sell him. And Sarri was asked about that, and Sarri basically said that those people clearly don't know himself very well because he's not thinking about the market at all. He's completely focused on improving his players, and also added that in the last month, Morata has played a lot better and that he has seen a very good Morata in training over the last few days as well. And who can really argue that? Morata scored against Vidi. Yes, possibly still not a great performance by him, but still scored, and then actually played quite well, against Southampton when he came on and scored. So, fair play. There's not much I can argue with there. Now coming to Chelsea and our lineup. And really, there's only 2 questions, as to who will start, basically. And that's the striker and the right wing. Everywhere else, we kind of know who's starting, if we're being honest. And those 2 positions, I'd have Alvaro Morata and Pedro starting. And I really hope that Sarri thinks the same. Although it wouldn't surprise me if Olivier Giroud started, to maybe cope with United's physical players a little bit better than Morata would be able to. But, let's just run through the team that I, want to and think that we will see in this game tomorrow. It's obviously Kepa Arrizabalaga in goal, a back 4 of Cesar Azpilicueta and Marcos Alonso, the 2 fullbacks, then 2 centre-backs being Antonio Rüdiger and David Luiz, of course a midfield 3 of Jorginho and N'Golo Kanté, and then Mateo Kovacic. With Ross Barkley's minor injury, there's not even a question. Otherwise, we could have, maybe had a small debate debate whether Kovacic or Barkley should start, but now that Barkley's out, basically out anyway, according to Sarri, obviously it's going to be Kovacic. Then obviously Hazard will start on the left wing, and like I said, I would have Pedro on the right wing and Morata starting up front, but Sarri might well start Giroud. We'll just have to wait and see. Possibly even Willian, like I said, but that's what I would like to see, and that's what I think isn't exactly unrealistic for Sarri to start either. Now, looking at past encounters with Mourinho's Manchester United at the Bridge, we've always done very well, winning all 3 matches against them, at Stamford Bridge, twice in the league and once in the FA Cup quarter-final, whatever it was, plus obviously the FA Cup final back in May as well, which wasn't, Stamford Bridge, but, we beat them as well back in May. But tactically, it wouldn't be a big surprise to me if they tried to man-mark Hazard again, with possibly Ander Herrera, who's obviously done exactly that before. Now, if they do that, and Hazard isn't able to perform his magic anyway, it's majorly important that our other players do step it up. I mean, Kovacic needs to be more of a goal threat than he has been. He definitely needs to be. And our striker and right winger, whoever ends up playing there, need to be properly on it as well. Whether that's Morata and Pedro or Giroud and Willian or whoever plays, they need to be properly on it if Hazard is man-marked and struggles to properly get into the game in a properly influencing role, let's say that. Overall, though, it's the same as ever, really. I mean, keep the ball, dominate the game. Their defence isn't solid at the moment, so put them under so much pressure that they will crumble eventually. And at the moment, United's defence will crumble. Like, unless something is completely different to 2 weeks ago, they will crumble eventually. So create chances, and then as always, take the bloody chances. And, again, back to Michael Owen, if we do all of that, we're going to win the game. And to be honest, like I said already earlier, I'm confident ahead of the game. I'm confident that we're going to get the win. But that does not mean that I'm not nervous. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm really nervous. I mean, I hate Manchester United. And I will always love Mourinho, which is really conflicting in my head. So United with Mourinho beating us is just absolutely horrible to me. So, I really don't want that happening. So that's why I'm nervous, basically. And I also know Mourinho all too well. I mean, we all do, don't we? So sometimes he just comes up with these crazy and genius things that wins him a game, basically, that barely anyone expected him to win. But he just wins it out of nowhere anyway. So, like I said, I don't think that will happen, but it's never impossible with Jose. But, we have Maurizio Sarri, we have Eden Hazard, we have Jorginho, we have great players, we have a great system, we play attacking football, we're on a great run, we're unbeaten. By the end of October, we're still unbeaten in all competitions. And I think we're going to win this game. And by winning, I think that there is a good chance that Chelsea will actually get Mourinho sacked from Man United. Do I want him to get sacked? Yes, because when he's not at United, I don't have to kind of hate him anymore, because then I can just love him as, what he did for us, basically. But I think there's a good chance of that happening if we do beat them, especially if the scoreline is quite drastic. But obviously, we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen. But my score prediction is going to be a 3-1 victory for Chelsea. I mean, if Newcastle can score 2 against them, who haven't scored more than, 1 in any other game this season, surely we should be able to score 3. But, obviously we'll just have to wait and see. But like I said, I'm confident. But yeah, that's really it for me. Leave me all of your thoughts ahead of the game down in the comment section below. Leave me your predicted lineups, the lineups you want to see, and also your score predictions. Leave me all of that down in the comment section below. Like I said in the beginning, let's see when we can hit 600 or more likes in this video. That'd be massively appreciated. So make sure you smash that like button down below. Of course, don't forget to check out my social media, which is Last1507 on both Instagram and Twitter, as you can see over here. And also the links to both of them will be down in the description below. And as usual, I mean, this is YouTube, so if you haven't already, do make sure you subscribe to 100% Chelsea if you do enjoy our content and want to see more. And if you do, do make sure you hit the notification bell button as well. So, and then choose to be notified about all uploads so you don't miss any of our future videos, because YouTube is just weird like that. If you actually do want to see our videos, you're going to have to do that, because otherwise you're just going to miss videos. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Really looking forward to the game tomorrow. Up to Chelsea. And I'll see you next time.